to Vlogmas day 13, you guys. I literally just had to check the date today because I can't believe it's the 13th already. We're more than halfway through Vlogmas. It's wild. But if you can tell, it is Sunday evening. It's like 5 o'clock. It gets so freaking dark here so early, but I just took the day to kind of like chill for a second, reset. I was like, I'll just start vlogging later because the vlogging every single day gets like really crazy and I feel like I need to show everything. So it's okay to like remind myself to like take a moment, take a deep breath. I can film later, and I knew that this would be fun to just start this off Saturday night. We could have a chill Saturday night before I get into my comfy clothes because these jeans are doing everything in me to like it's taking everything in me to not put on sweatpants right now. I'm about to, because let's just like be real and get cozy. I want to be like really real with you guys in this vlog. You can probably tell by the title. But I wanted to show you guys. I got these jeans recently from Princess Polly and I've been wearing them today. And the butt rip, I swear you guys, has gotten bigger throughout the day. Just wearing them, like whenever I sit or move around, I'm like, wow, that just keeps getting bigger. But, like, still cute and fun, right? What do we think? Like classy-ish. Like it stays closed when you're, but then when you move, it kind of opens. I don't know. Who cares about the butt rip? I just think they're fun. And it's not like I'm seeing my grandma right now who would disapprove of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay, let's go put on sweatpants and get real. Guys, I was just all over the place in the beginning of this vlog. What am I doing? First of all, I said it was Sunday night because it is Sunday night the 13th. And then I kept saying it's Saturday night. We're gonna have like a real fun Saturday night. No, it's Sunday night. Also, could you guys tell I only had one earring in? This one. This one was out, and then I found the little back of my earring in my hair. And I was like, oh no, and I thought I lost my earring, but then I found like the earring part, this part, in my couch. And so then I was like, okay, good thing I didn't lose my earring. Does that ever happen to you guys when it like falls out? That was scary, but it's back. But now I just took it. Anyway, we're just having a chill moment together. And you guys are asking all of your TMI girl talk questions, and I'm just scrolling through them and they're already so good. So I'm gonna let you guys ask a couple more on my Instagram. I'm getting so many good ones, and then we're gonna answer some questions, Brody, for the girls, because I love these type of videos. And I was thinking about how I feel like I never have really done this, but I know a lot of you guys have like grown up with me. You guys know I started YouTube 8 years ago, so I thought this would just be good to get real. And for some of you have said that I'm like an older sister, which is so sweet. Or if you're older than me, maybe I'm like a younger sister. I don't know. Some like girl advice, just girl chat, maybe a little entertaining. It's stuff like you didn't know or like helpful. I also feel like I need to put on a sweatshirt to be like extra cozy in this moment. So we're gonna put on a sweatshirt. Oh, the sweatpants are already on. Like I told you, I couldn't wait. The jeans had to come off immediately, so got the sweatpants going. I need my sweatshirt. Gonna get all my questions together. All right, you guys, I had my snack. I wish I could have my hot cocoa right now. This is just like a cozy moment. This is like a no judgment zone. We're just cuddled up, late night edition, in some sweatpants and a sweatshirt. It's like we're having a sleepover right now and we're just chatting as girls, you know? I just love that with my friends when we get to be really real and just let it all out and be like, okay, does this happen to you guys too? Or do you like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? When you can just be like really raw with like your girlfriends, like that's us right now. So I just wanted to like put that out there. Definitely gonna have some hot cocoa after this, but yeah, I didn't like trust myself on my white bedding. I would like spill it everywhere, but just like imagine me with my like hot cocoa and like I'm spilling the tea. So here we go. You guys asked so many questions, so I tried to do the ones that I saw the most frequently to answer like the most frequent ones. There was a lot on birth control. So just general, first one is thoughts on birth control, which my thoughts on birth control is you do you. I feel like I've talked about this before, or like me in general about like a lot of I don't know how to call it, sensitive subjects or like controversial subjects, is like you do you, you know, like people are asking about my opinions on waiting till marriage. It's like if you're doing that, I so respect it, and if you're not doing that, I so respect it. So like if you're on birth control, I so respect it. If you're not, I also respect it. I know people have their different opinions and ideas, and I mean especially birth control. As a girl, I feel like I have heard all the stories, you know, you hear all the stories, and I have my friends and family members that are so like, you need an IUD, they're the best thing ever, and then you hear the horror stories and all the different types of contraception. Is Is that what it's called? I don't even know. I don't want to say it wrong. But all the different sorts of types of birth control that there are. You hear all the stories, all the things like this made me lose weight, this made me gain weight, this made me have like mood swings or whatever. So you hear all the things, but my personal opinion is that you need to do what's best for you and talk with your doctor. I've also seen the question a lot of like, Gretchen, what specific birth? Oh yeah, and like clearly thoughts on birth control. I'm on it. So yeah, if you're on it, like we're in this together, sister. But I feel like I've been open about that. Like I've talked about that before, and I feel like I've seen the question a lot of, Gretchen, like what type of birth control you on, or like I want to go on the pill you're on. And I remember, like we're just being really honest here, I remember back in high school there was like one girl in my high school that everyone knew like lost weight from going on her birth control, and everyone's like, I want to go on this type because this is the one that like this one girl lost weight from. But like no, and I'm so happy my doctor was like, you're gonna go on this one because I have had, she's like, all my girls that use this one like it, like it's very just like good overall. And it's weird when you think about birth control. I remember her telling me about the pill and how it's a, I'm gonna say the name of it wrong, but it's basically a drug that they can like sort of market to you. And so like a lot of people will go on the pill for skin issues. I went on it for a number of issues actually. I needed to get my period back, so it was recommended to me to go on it to get my period back because I lost it for so long and I just like needed a cycle. I also went on it because I was sexually active and didn't want children like in the beginning of college. So yeah, we're being real. But oh yeah, I'm happy that my doctor was like, you're gonna go on this one because I've had a really good experience with this one, and all the girls that are her clients, customers, patients, that's what it is, that take it, you know, have a good experience with it. And she's like, it shouldn't be any like bad side effects. But obviously what I'm trying to say is each form of birth control or different types of pills, whatever, is going to affect you differently than it affects your friend, then it affects your sister, then it affects your aunt. You know, like everyone is different and I feel like is affected differently. So my birth control is good for me, but maybe it makes you gain weight or makes your skin worse. Or I think what I was trying to get at before is I've heard that it's something like that where they can like add things in there to try to make it so that it makes your skin better or makes your periods lighter, and so that makes it like an attractive pill for you to want to be taking. And so I know that's like a lot of times reasons like young girls will go on the pill to make the flow lighter or make their skin better if they're having trouble with that. Wow, I just talked about birth control for so long, but those are my thoughts overall. How has my birth control experience been? So I'm on the pill. Again, I'm not going to say like what specific one because I think you should be taking whatever your doctor recommends for you because your doctor knows your health history. I don't know that. And yeah, I just think you should chat with your doctor on like what specific birth control could be best for you, because I know if you have certain like health conditions, things in your health history, like one may be better for you than another, something like that. But oh, and this also goes along with it. How long have I been on it? Side effects. Okay, so experience overall has been positive. I know a lot of people are anti-pill and like don't like the pill, but that's what I'm on. I feel like I've talked about that a lot and it's been good. It definitely, I mean, I feel like the hard part of the pill is being so consistent with it every day, and there's definitely been times where I've been really bad with it and it's like 2 days later and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been like missing the pills or whatever. In full transparency here, but I've definitely gotten better with it and just more responsible. This reminds me, you guys, I was talking with my mom not that long ago about it, and she said when she was on the pill before having twin daughters, me and my sister, when it was sort of like a team effort, you know, like with my dad. And so she said every night, you know, it was like I brush my teeth and then I take my pill. And so she's like, your dad's like half of it was he had to fill up a glass of water for me, and it was always on my nightstand to take my pill. So she was like, my half was like taking the pill and his half of the effort was like filling up the glass of water. So I think that's cute. And you know what, I never even told Max that, but he fills up my water bottle every night. So I'm like, Mom, we like do the same thing. So yeah, my experience being on the pill has been good, and I've been on it since this must have been beginning of my sophomore year of college, because that's right after I quit rowing and they were like, yeah, you gotta fix your body and heal it, girlfriend, get your period back, everything like that. So that's why I knew I was going on it then. But then I also was like, okay, good, because like I don't want children. And so yeah, since my sophomore year of college, that was 4 years ago. And side effects, I can't be too sure. Sometimes I find myself like really moody and I'll be like, oh, maybe it's because of my pill. And then I'm also like, okay, maybe it's just me thinking that, you know, like I don't know. But I've heard obviously like friends' experiences that they get really like moody or feel really like hormonal with a pill. So I think it could just affects everyone differently. And I gained a significant amount of weight when I went on the pill, but I can't be sure that it was the pill, because when I went on the pill, I just quit a collegiate sport where I was working out like 3 hours every day, and my working out went like, it wasn't nothing, but I started working out a lot less. So we started working out a lot less, started drinking a lot more, was eating whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, like a lot more junk. So yeah, less active, eating more, drinking more, going on the pill all at the same time, lifestyle change, like, so all of that happened at once, and all of those things I would say would allow for you to gain weight easier. So since it was just a perfect storm of all of those things, I can't be sure that birth control was what, you know, was making me gain weight, because I had all these other things that were making me gain weight. So I can't really be sure. I don't really think it was birth control. I remember when I first went on it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to eat like a loaf of bread every day because I really want carbs. And I'm like, no, that's just me like thinking that because I'm going on birth control and I am like thinking that it's making me gain weight. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah, that's how long I've been on it, and like possible side effects. Okay, so next 2 questions are like girl stuff about what hair products do I use and my top 5 makeup products. I really liked those questions. But first, you guys, I need to tell you about Honey. If you don't have Honey on your computer, like if you have a computer, Honey needs to be on it, like plain and simple, because it is the free browser extension. If you didn't already know, I'm sure a ton of you already have it. Like I've had it on my computer for years because I feel like it's just something that like everyone knows about, but it's the free browser extension that you'll have on your computer, and it will search the internet for promo codes when you are checking out at a website, and it will test the promo codes and see, you know, which one is working or which one will save you the most money, and it will automatically apply once you click apply coupons at checkout. So how it works is you will just download Honey for free. It literally is like 2 easy clicks to download it, and when you are checking out at one of their 30,000 retailers, literally 30,000, that is crazy to think about, like more websites I feel like than you could even imagine are on Honey. And when you are checking out, it'll just pop up like a little Honey pop-up, and you click apply coupons, it'll check which promo codes coupons are available and will apply, and you will just see the price drop. So Honey is freaking amazing. I think most recently when I used Honey, this is so random you guys, I was on like the FedEx print center online, I think that's what it's called. Like I wouldn't even think that Honey, you could use Honey on there, but it popped up, so I'm like, okay, whatever, apply coupons, and I saved so much money. It was probably like 50% off or whatever. Like you can save so much money with Honey, and even if it's just a little, like some places it's like a smaller percent off, it so adds up over time, and it literally is like 0 effort. So Honey is freaking amazing, you guys. And especially since I'm about to tell you guys about my favorite hair products and makeup products, literally all of them you will save money on if you use Honey. So it just makes so much sense for all of your online shopping, especially right now, the holiday season. I know you last minute Christmas holiday shoppers, and Honey is free and works with whatever browser you use. So get Honey for free today by going to joinhoney.com/Gretchen so they know I sent you. Thank you so much, Honey, for sponsoring today's video. I know, I'm sure all of you watching this right now are like, yeah, Gretchen, we already have Honey on our computer, but if you don't, like, you need to. I'm the friend telling you right now at the sleepover you need Honey on your computer, because you're welcome, girl. It's gonna save you money. I was realizing, you guys, how bad the lighting was when I was back here. It was like shadows down on my face. So this is so much better if I'm just a little closer to you. This is way better, right? So what hair products do I use? I'm gonna do my top 3 so that I don't bore you and this takes all day long, because there's like a number of things that I use. But if you are blonde, you need the Clairol Shimmer Lights Purple Shampoo. So good. Tori and I, if you guys know my friend Tori, she is Tori Day Simone, has her YouTube channel, Spin Studio, Instagram. Anyway, love her so much. And you guys know I'm like a big fan of her podcast. I'm a big fan. That basically turned into her friend, so lucky me. And she is blonde as well, and she was like, I'm always so curious to see like what blondes use, and she's like, you have such a good blonde. And I was like, thank you. And we are both kind of shocked at like how long my hair can get, just because it's been bleached for so long. So basically the Clairol Shimmer Lights Purple Shampoo is going to take all the brassiness out of your hair, keep it toned a really nice icy cool blonde. So I love that so much. Also, if you're blonde, even if you're not blonde, I mean, if you're not blonde, don't do the purple shampoo because that's like for blondes. But even if you're not blonde, you need the Olaplex number 3. I think it's called Hair Perfector, and it's basically like a hair mask, but like heals your hair from the inside out. It is amazing, you guys. That's like how my hairdresser described it. I talked about it in my girl gift guide. It's so good. Whenever I use it, my hair is so sleek and smooth, and it just like heals your hair. It's amazing. And the third thing, I would say the reason why my hair stays generally pretty healthy and can get pretty long being so blonde is heat protectant. I'm pretty good with my heat protectant. Any old one doesn't really matter. But I think right now I'm using the Sunbum one. And then next question, top 5 makeup products. Again, hard to narrow down, but I'm happy you guys said top 5. So first one would be Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. Wearing it right now. So good. The best mascara. You guys need to try it. I always get questions about my eyelashes. Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. It Cosmetics CC cream is so good. I mean, I was just very chill today and did like a little bronzer, so I don't even have like liquid on right now. But the It Cosmetics CC cream, if I ever have like a liquid on my face, it's the It Cosmetics CC cream. And it's funny to me that it's a CC cream because it is quite like medium full coverage, I would say. And it's a CC cream, so it has like all the good things in there for your skin. But they have so many shades and it just looks so nice. It has like such a good finish. So that is like the only liquid I feel like I ever use. It's the best. And then the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel. I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget. Even though like I know them, I use them every day. Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel. It's my eyebrows right now. I didn't even use my pencil today. And it just fills in all the little sparse areas I get. Hoola Bronzer, I'm sure, is what's next on my list because that has been a staple for so long for me. Such a good bronzer. I love that it's not orange. It's very like cool toned and you just look very bronzy. And then last but not least, the Summer Fridays Lip Balm. So good. I can't believe that's like in my top 5 now because it's like pretty new to me still, I would say, like in the last couple of months, but it's just so good. So yeah, those are definitely my top 5 makeup products. Next question, have I ever had a pregnancy scare? I know I've never talked about this on like any social media. Hi mom, if you're watching, like I haven't told you, I don't even think. I think I told my twin sister. Okay, sorry I'm moving back. I just feel like I need to curl up for a second. Yeah, I mean, I think not really, like, I don't know. It's so weird because if you're a girl, I feel like right as something feels off, you're like, oh my gosh, could I be pregnant? Because you like hear all those crazy stories or that show, like, I can't believe I didn't know I was pregnant. Or do you know what I mean? Like you just hear crazy stories like that. So you're just like, oh my God, could I be that? Could I like be pregnant? Even though it's like probably nearly impossible. And so yeah, I've been on birth control for so long, so you're probably like, hey Gretchen, what the heck, like you're not pregnant. So that's what was always in the back of my head, like, but then I would have my times where I would like fall asleep and forget a pill or something and be like, oh my gosh, and you know, worry about that. Or I think it was one week, it was my senior year at BU, and yeah, because I remember the apartment and it was my senior year at BU. And I remember like freaking out at Max, being like, okay, I was supposed to get my period this week and I just like didn't get it. And on birth control, you like get it that week that you're supposed to get it, you know, but I just like didn't at all. And I think I called my OBGYN and I like talked to a nurse and they were like, I think they were like, well, if you miss any pills, like you could just get a pregnancy test to like be sure. And I was like, okay. But I also knew like, and this, I feel like this is happening to me so much now that like now I just know if I ever miss my period the week I'm supposed to get it and I look at life the past couple of weeks, it'll be like extremely hectic and like very high stress, and I know that's why I don't get it. So that it was probably like during finals and I didn't get it because I was so stressed. But yeah, I have taken a pregnancy test once in my life. It was freaking scary. I remember being so, and of course you take it and you're like, oh my gosh, like what if? And it was negative, of course, but I was like so scared. And like maybe only Max knew, and like maybe my twin sister Lucy, because I was just like, oh my gosh. But then thinking back, it's like, okay, like I'm literally on birth control, like I'm fine. But you know, if any of you were with me on the pill, you like miss one pill or like your period's one day late and you're like, oh my gosh, like is there a baby? You know, like freak out. So yeah, I guess sort of, but like it wasn't like that crazy. What was your first time like? This is like really like weird, like best friends right now chatting, because I feel like I'm like pretty private. I'm sure you guys, well, it's funny saying I'm private because I'm very open like on the internet, but I feel like really like personal, like intimacy things, I would say I'm like pretty private. Like I talk to Max about it because he's my partner, and like maybe my twin sister, not even, like maybe Taylor. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I'm more like private about that than other people are. But what my first time was like, it was long ago, not to be like that, but like it was a while ago. And I want wanted to push myself to answer this question though, because I don't talk about this type of stuff a lot. I remember being very nervous, obviously, and very like scared, because again, you like hear all these stories and you hear everything from like your friends. And I just remember, when I really think back, I remember the number one thing so many of my friends would be like, it hurts so bad, your first time hurts so bad, you're gonna cry, like no matter what anyone tells you, if someone tells you it doesn't hurt, like they're lying, da da da, like. And I was so afraid because of that, and I'm here to tell you, my first time did not hurt. I was fine. And it was very, yeah, I was so nervous for it, and it was not terrible and scary and like really painful like everyone told me it would be. So yeah, that's what it was like. It was okay and fine. I'm like so uncomfortable about this, but it didn't hurt is what I'm trying to say. So basically, if you are like, I don't know, thinking about this, or like in high school like I was and all worried, yeah, like don't be. I don't know, I guess it's different for every person. And obviously you don't have to be in high school. Like I have so many friends that, you know, even if you wait till marriage, if it's college, if it's whenever, like whenever is right for you is the right time. Like, you know when is right for you, you know? I feel like I'm more emotional than Max, and how do I deal with it? Definitely, I'm sure that's very apparent on my social medias that I am more emotional than him. And how do I deal with it? LOL, I just cry and I let it out. Honestly, I'm the type of person that I always feel better when I let it out. So if I'm like emotional with something about him, like we're definitely talking about it. Like I'm so big on communication, and I feel like he is too. And I like that we both push each other to communicate. If like one person's really upset and is like angry and like, I don't want to talk about it. And like I've had moments like that, and he'll be like, okay, well, can we just have a conversation for a second? Like, can you tell me why you're feeling this way? And I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm being like a little irrational, sorry. Or like I'll do the same to him, you know? I'll be like, okay, like you're really angry today. Can we like chat? Like what's going on? So we're like really big on communication. But yeah, definitely I'm more emotional. And I feel like a lot of times if I'm emotional about other things in my life that isn't related to him, I just always feel better letting it out. And I guess I sort of like will vent to him, and it just makes me feel better, like that he's here for me and listening and that sort of thing. But if it has to do with him and I'm emotional, like pay attention to me or whatever, like we just have a conversation about it. We figure it out. We have our boundaries and our healthy conversations, and I don't know, I think we have a good balance over here. But yes, I'm definitely more emotional. And sometimes if I'm really emotional, I think at 23 I can be really honest with myself. And it's almost like, you know, when you're a kid and you have a tantrum, and or you're like really grumpy and your parents are like, oh, because you're tired or you're hungry, and you're like, no, I'm not ready, you're wrong. And now sometimes, you know, I'll find myself, if I get really like emotional at night or something, and I could like pick a fight just because I'm like, you know, feeling in that type of mood, I'm like, Gretchen, come on. I like laugh at myself, and I'm like, all right, you're really freaking overtired. Go to bed, drink some water, wake up in the morning, take a deep breath, and you'll realize whatever you were like maybe upset about, kind of, you're not, and you're fine. So I just am honest with myself. I'm like, am I really mad, and like, is this something to be like emotional and upset over, or do I just need a snack, or do I just need a nap, or do I just need some water, like to take a walk, you know? So I think just like be honest with yourself. Sometimes it's like not that serious. That's coming from like a highly emotional caliber here. Okay, this is important girl talk stuff. Scariest moment in your life where you felt unsafe or in danger. I have this thing about me where when bad things have happened in the past, my mind has a way of like blocking them out. I don't know if you guys relate to this or this has happened to you, but I swear, and it's almost not even bad things or like scary things, dangerous things like this is saying, but like I will have embarrassing moments growing up, right, that I barely remember now, because it's like something in my subconscious is like, Gretchen, just forget about it because it doesn't serve you and it makes you upset, and like it was like a bad memory. And it's like friends will bring up like, remember that time you like fell in the middle of English class and everyone saw, and you like hit your head on the chalkboard and everyone was laughing and pointing at you? And I'm like, oh my gosh, that feels like a dream. Like I basically forgot that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I feel like I'm the type of person that like forgets bad things that have happened to me. Like it's weird, like they're like buried in my subconscious because like I don't ever want to like think about it. I don't know if that happens to you. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I swear that's like a thing for me. But I digress. I guess this is, I like thought for some reason this was gonna be 10 minutes long. No. Scariest moment where you felt unsafe or in danger. I think the most recent one I can think of, I mean, I'm sure there are other moments in my life before this that were like really scary or really hard, but like I guess the most recent one that really sticks out as being scary and kind of yeah, dangerous, was in Boston. I actually talked about it. It was right before I was moving out of my Boston apartment in June. And basically, oh, it was so scary. I know, I mean, I'm not even gonna like say this to like, I'm not even gonna be afraid to put this out there, but I know I have like PTSD from this moment because my heart like races in parking. Okay, what I'm trying to say is Max and I went to Starbucks this one morning. If you guys remember this vlog, I talked about it because it was really freaking scary. And we pulled up and Max went into the Starbucks. We like mobile ordered and I was sitting in the driver's seat because I was driving, and he got out, closed the door, and I didn't lock the doors. And I was vlogging. I vlogged for like a minute or two after he got out, and then right as I shut off the vlog camera, a man like approached my car and opened the passenger door seat and got in the car with me. And I was so mad at myself after. Like I was just in, like, I know looking back, I literally was in shock. Like I just didn't know what to do. And I just feel like I was thinking like the best. When he was like walking up to my car, I was about to like roll down my window because I was like, oh, like, do you need directions? Like I thought he was just coming up to my door to say something. But then right as he reached for the handle, like my heart sunk and I really freaked out. And I so wished that the doors were locked. So now, like, literally whenever I stop my car or go anywhere, I lock the doors immediately because I like freak out. And he opened the door and got in, and I was just like so scared. And I like have basically blocked this out of my memory now, but you can look back to that vlog because I say more about it. And he said something like, I think I'm supposed to be here right now or something, because I was just like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? Like, you need to get out of my car. Like, I was just so scared. I don't even like know what I really was saying because I feel like I was just, and I remember opening my door and trying to like get out. And then I think once he got in, like he like closed the door almost behind him, but Max was coming out of Starbucks and was like, what are you doing? And it was just like a whole thing, but it was like really, I don't know, I was just so scared because I obviously like didn't know his intentions, if he was trying to hurt me. Like I just like still really don't know to this day, because that happened and Max was like, you need to get out. And I think he like yelled at him and he got out. And then Max got in, we closed the doors, locked the door, and then the guy was trying to get into my back seat. And I didn't know if it sort of seemed like something was off, if he was like on medication or anything like that, I don't know. But it was definitely just a scary moment and taught me to like always lock my door. So that was definitely when I felt like I was the most in danger, because I just kept thinking like, I can't believe I freaking watched him get into my car. Like I can't believe I didn't lock the door, get out. But like right as he got in, I was like trying to like fumble with my door to get out of my side to just like get out, because I was like, I don't care if he freaking takes my car and drives away. Like I need to just like get away from the situation. Like why is he like getting, like I was just so scared. And I was just so mad at myself. Like I was like, what if he tried to like hurt me? Like he was like this close to me. Like I don't know why he was trying to get in my car. But also it was very clear to me, like if he thought that I was like an Uber, that I was like, no, I'm like not your. So I don't know why he continued to sit in my car and was like trying to get in the backseat. Anyway, I like talked about it in a whole vlog, so I just talked about it for so much longer. But basically the reason why I know that kind of like messed with me is because if I'm ever sitting parked anywhere, I lock the doors and I sort of like feel anxious, or like my heart rate kind of like spikes. And if anyone, this has happened so much since, I swear, if anyone knocks on a window or will like come up to my window, it scares like the living daylights out of me, like way more than it should. And I'm just like, it just scares me so much. Or yeah, like things have happened and it'll be like someone I know and they come up to my door and I lock the door and I freak out and they're like, oh my gosh, like who did you think I was? And I'm like, oh, nothing, like it's fine. Like it really has like made me so afraid. But yeah, I don't know, I guess that's good, just like a lesson to you guys is lock your doors if you're sitting somewhere, and if someone is like coming up to your window, I don't know, like it's just like use your best judgment. Maybe don't try to like give them directions like I thought I was doing. Yeah. This says how to remain intimate with a bad body image day. Girl, I feel you. I've definitely been there, but the number one thing I have learned is that you are thinking about how you look and like how, if you are feeling poorly, way more than anyone else. It's like you notice it, but no one else does. And especially whoever you are being intimate with, like a partner, is so not gonna notice it, and they are just gonna be happy that they're with you. Like, to be completely honest, like they are not gonna notice. And I just feel like confidence is everything. So if like I feel like I've had those moments where I'm just like, oh, I feel so bloated or like so just like lethargic, and I just ate like a whole like Chipotle bowl or whatever it is. But it's like you need to just sort of like let it go. And I know it's easier said than done, but like I promise you the other person isn't like, they look bloated, you know, they're just excited to be with you, I promise. How to handle jealousy or trust issues in a relationship. Definitely, I feel like I said this before, but you just have to be so communicative. And I think being really open about things that you've gone through in the past, like maybe past relationships, even if you don't want to talk about it. I just feel like I've always been such an open book, and it's like maybe talking about past relationships or past experiences isn't the easiest thing with someone new. But in my mind, I mean, I guess everyone could have different opinions on this, but I find it so important to be like, this is sort of what I've gone through and things that I think are important for you to know why I'm the way I am, and maybe why I have trust issues at times, or maybe why I could be jealous or something like that. So just sort of like know where I'm coming from, cut me some slack, and let's like work on it and just communicate here. But at the same time, it's like, you know, you want to be healthy. You don't want to just have these like boundaries or like crazy standards for the other person. But I think you just really need to communicate with each other and be really, really open how you're feeling, and like work with your partner, because ultimately you're together because you love each other, and so you're gonna make it work, you know? This says tips for period cramps. I don't know if you will like to hear this, but in my opinion, and I don't even like to hear this because I wish laying there with like a heating pad, honestly heating pad does help, but I wish like laying on the couch all day with some ice cream just made you feel better. But I never feel better doing that. I mean, like once in a while it just like feels good for my soul, but you know what I mean? It's like I don't actually feel better. So if I can force myself to get some movement in, it actually helps a lot. Even if it's like 10-20 minutes of stretching, yoga, whatever it is, any sort of movement, a little walk, just to sort of like loosen up your body. I get a lot of back pain and like stomach cramps, and movement doesn't always seem the most appealing, and definitely is way harder to motivate myself when I'm not feeling good, but I always feel so much better after. So it's like, if you can focus on like, okay, I know I'll feel better after, then maybe that could motivate you. This says best shaving tips, how to shave down there. And I would say, I mean, I'm sure people have better tips than me out there, you know, I'm just like, oh, this is what I do. But the best tips I would have is obviously having like a sharp new razor. Like you don't want an old one. I feel like that would pull or anything, that wouldn't be good. And I feel like an old one that isn't that sharp would probably have you more susceptible to razor burn, and we don't want that. I actually don't even use shaving cream. I feel like I did when I first started shaving my legs like forever ago. I don't even use shaving cream, but I'm sure that helps. And I think a lot of the reason I can get away with sort of being lazy with it and just not having like really good products or tips or like shaving creams is because I had laser in the past. So the next question is shaving versus waxing, and then some of you said that you remember that I had laser hair removal. Is it worth it? So in my opinion, laser is the best. I have never gotten waxed though, so I can't really speak to that because I know some of my friends and family do the whole waxing thing. I've never done that, so I can't really speak to that. But obviously shaving is just like annoying. You have to do it so much, and yeah, it's just like time consuming. But laser is really freaking expensive. So to be honest, I shave now because I got laser a really long time ago. And so you guys are like, updates, like I think people think that when you get laser you're good forever. That's what I thought too, but like no, at least in my experience, no. And I think, like I said, I think I can get away with sort of like being lazy with shaving, and I don't really get razor burn, probably because I had laser in the past. So I think now when I have body hair that grows in where I don't want it, it's definitely less than it used to be. Just because of laser, it definitely makes your hair grow a lot less, if that makes sense, or less, it's a lot more sparse, maybe is a better way to put it. And I definitely had like no hair at all. I didn't have to shave at all for a while, but then slowly but surely it was growing back. So I guess if you would laser and then you kept up and went every like couple months or like once or twice a year to sort of like keep up, you probably would be good like forever. But I had my 8, 6, 10 treatments, whatever it is, like a full session like back in the day. I had it, you know, like probably beginning of college, maybe like freshman, sophomore year. I was good for a while, but then it started to grow back. So yeah, if you're wondering what I got, I did underarm and Brazilian, and so now I just shave. But I would do laser again because it was so good and so nice. And then I probably would just be smarter this time and like keep up with it every couple months or whatever, so that I wouldn't have to shave, because I know that's the point of it. And that is definitely ideal, but it is so freaking expensive. So I know probably the majority of the population just shaves. I mean, I do too now, because I'm not like rushing to go get laser because it is so expensive. And shaving is definitely the least expensive, and I guess easier and harder, just depending on how you look at it. And I didn't even find that laser hurt that much, like people said. I honestly thought underarm was hurting more than Brazilian, which I would think would have been the opposite, but I remember under my arms actually hurt more. Anyway, but yeah, I do want to get laser again one day, because I did think it was worth it like the following year, but now obviously I just shaved. So this says how to get over a guy you never dated. And then I saw other ones that said like how to get over like the idea of someone. And girl, I've been there with you. This is tough. This is really tough, because you're just in your head. And I've had these moments where, you know, I saw another question that you guys were like, did you have any like boys or like flings or whatever between like your last serious boyfriend that you showed and then like your boyfriend now? And definitely, and some flings in my head with boyfriends that were my boyfriend in my head, and I had to get over it. I had to get over dating someone that I never dated. And it was hard, because you like, you know, put your first name with their last name and go a little crazy. yeah, that's what I did. We're just being really honest. No, so it is so hard, because it's like you get all excited, like it's so much like anticipation, and then it doesn't work out and you're really sad. I was so sad for so long, and I would be like, oh, the one that got away. And now I'm like, what the heck, like I didn't even know this person. Like, and when you really think about it, you're like, yeah, it's not right for you. And you know what, this reminds me of my next question. How can you tell if a guy in college actually wants something serious with you? And I think this applies to not even just in college, but how can you tell if a guy in general in life wants something serious with you? Okay, so all those guys that you dated in your head, or that like the idea of someone, they weren't interested. Let me say that very clearly, because that's what I'm telling my past self. Gretchen, like, why are you wasting like your energy and your space in your mind thinking about this person so much? Because they just aren't interested. Like, they're not ready for a relationship with you. Maybe now, maybe ever. And I think I've heard this saying before, and I think it's very accurate. If you're wondering if a guy is interested in you, he's probably not, because if you're confused, he's not into you. And if he's interested in you and wants to like pursue a relationship and he likes you, you're gonna know. And I'm sure there are guys that are like mysterious and tricky and like a puzzle and you don't know. But I would say, in my experience, boys are pretty simple, and when they like you, you know. Like with Max, I was like, why is this boy asking me how, I know I've talked about this a lot, but like, why is this boy asking me how my day is, and being like so kind, and like talking to my friends and being like really sweet, and just, I don't know, all these things. I'm like, whoa, he's like sort of really like, I don't know, trying over here. And it's because he liked me. And all the other boys that I would be like, oh my gosh, they texted me like at Saturday at like 1 a.m. like, oh my god, they're gonna be my boyfriend. No, they're not interested. Like, because if they're interested, you will know. I'm sorry to like put it very clear, but that's just, in my experience, that's always how it's been. Maybe that will help you. Do you wear underwear with leggings while working out? No. I heard this from my SoulCycle instructors in Boston. So because I always did for the longest time. Like, I'm trying to think, in like all of my time in rowing, I think I always did, because no one ever told me not to. And I think it was when I was starting to go to SoulCycle in Boston, and got close with some instructors, it just like came up one day and they were like, yeah, you know, like no undies with your leggings. And I was like, what do you mean? And I just heard that it's better not to, because you should just, she down there, she needs to breathe and get some air flow. And I think when you think of the idea of like sweaty, soggy panties, that's just like not a good environment down there. I mean, I guess your leggings get all sweaty and stuff too, so maybe it's like a little more breathable. I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a doctor is a better phrase over here, but I've just heard, as a woman, it's better to do leggings with no undies. And I did the leggings with undies for so long, and I would say now if I wear leggings casually, I wear underwear during the day because I just feel like I need to wear underwear. And if you told me up and through like my freshman year of college to not wear undies with leggings, I would have been like, what the heck, I need to. But then I think when I heard like fitness professionals being like, don't do it, I was like, okay, I don't. And it took some getting used to, but now whenever I work out, I don't wear undies with my leggings. Just casually, if I'm wearing leggings, I do. Last question. Being catcalled / gross men in bars. All I can tell you is be like sassy Gretchen. When I think back to this one moment, honestly, this was iconic of me, or maybe it was lame and just in my head it was iconic. But I remember in Boston being with my twin sister and a friend at a bar, and I think it was like 2 guys, and I wouldn't have been this sort of rude, or maybe it wasn't even me being rude. I was probably just being like being assertive in like how I should have been. But I think they approached us, and maybe they were being kind of rude to begin with, or, you know, just being like catcalling like men, just sort of like unwanted attention. That's what it was. And I remember just very sternly, assertively, calmly, not rude, I think I just said something like, keep it moving, have a nice night, boys. Something like that, you know, like not to be rude, but just sort of like, okay, keep it moving, have a great night. Like, not to be rude, I don't know, that's just what I did. Or I would be like, oh no, like not interested. Like, you can just be like very forward. I think you just need, I think you need to sometimes in bars or in life. And I guess if they're being rude, like you can be rude back, but I just try to be like, oh no, just have a great night, see ya, you know. I just sort of like don't allow the conversation to go any further, just sort of like dismiss it. I don't know if that's good advice, but I think that's how I've handled it. Or honestly, if I'm like would be walking down the street and like construction workers or anyone would like say anything, I normally would, I guess, would pretend that I just didn't even hear. Is that like a bad way of dealing with it? Are you supposed to like yell back and be like, leave me alone? I don't know. I think I would just like ignore it, because whatever. Like, I think they want your reaction. They want you to like respond. So then I just wouldn't, right? Wow, I've never like thought about it or talked about it until now. That's just what I've always done. So yeah, I hope this like little TMI girl talk was helpful for you guys. Like, we're having a sleepover. Now this is a part of the sleepover where I'm going to bed. I'm so tired. But I'm happy this is late night. I felt like this was cozy and just very authentic. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I was just thinking in my head, what am I doing for GLP spills the tea? That was enough tea for you guys. I just spilled tea everywhere. It's all over the ground in front of me. So you just got it all. That whole segment was GLP spilling the tea. So yeah. Love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.